Good morning. It's Thursday, December 11th. Here's what we're working on.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live in Hamilton. The Ontario Liberals are pushing the Ford government to sell off its U.S. storage of American booze and use that money for charity.
It is massive news. I'm so proud of what we've been able to do to finally move that project forward.
Ontario greenlights a zoning order clearing the way for building at Hamilton's Jamesville site.
And the NHL warns its top players won't compete at the Winter Olympics if the league believes the venue isn't safe. Thanks so much for joining us. Speaking of ice and not being safe, it's slippery out there on sidewalks and roads this morning.
It really is. We're still getting some light snow flurry activity. It really hasn't come to an end. We've been getting it throughout the overnight. Some areas are getting it worse than others. I just had a note from Luke, who's heading through by the airport, Highway 6 South. He said the snow squalls are really bad through that area, and that's what's going to happen. If you head to Brant County, Simcoe, Delhi, Norfolk could get some intense snow squalls today. Snow squall watch for the Brant County area. Snow squall warnings for Simcoe, Delhi, Norfolk could get 10 to 15 centimeters in snow squalls today. The rest of us just going to get some flurries. Hamilton could get a couple of centimeters, but yeah, the winter weather in late autumn continues, and it's going to be even colder today. I mean, we did get to the plus side yesterday, but we're sitting at -8 right now with a wind chill of -14, so it's gotten a lot colder overnight, and we're only going to climb to -4 for the day today. Maybe a bit of sun, but we'll get some flurries, maybe a couple of centimeters. Talk about it in detail coming up. Traffic check quickly, nothing going on. 403 Waterdown Road is doing okay right there. But yeah, with the snow squalls away from Hamilton to the south, be really careful on the roads. Check some MTO traffic cameras. Millen Road, Stony Creek, looks good right there. Top of the Skyway, nothing to see. Even east of Brodie going toward Oakville, no problems there. Weather and traffic as usual. We'll keep you updated this morning. We'll check that coming up right now. The news.
Thanks very much, Brian. A trial is set to resume today for 2 women charged in the death of a boy they were planning to adopt. Brady Coney and Becky Hamber have pled not guilty to first-degree murder and other charges tied to the death of a 12-year-old boy in December of 2022. A cause of death has yet to be presented, and a publication ban is in place to protect the children's identities. Harrowing details of a restraint system were presented in court, including the use of zip ties, wetsuits, and bedroom confinement used against 2 boys at their Burlington home. While under cross-examination from the Crown, Cooney pushed back against claims of abuse, testifying that the boys showed aggressive and violent behavior and saying the Children's Aid Society didn't provide enough help.
The province has approved a ministerial zoning order that will allow the Jamesville housing developments to move ahead in Hamilton's North End despite legal challenges.
It is massive news. I'm so proud of what we've been able to do to finally move that project forward. I've been working on it from day one, and as I said in my remarks formally, it's like a big Christmas wish come true.
The project had been at a standstill for several years, pending an appeal at the Ontario Land Tribunal over a dispute with nearby CN Rail. Now, a spokesperson for CN Rail says it is disappointed with the announcement and is evaluating its options. There's no timeline for when shovels will be in the ground, but the city is looking to build a mixed-income community at the former city housing site with more than 600 units, 210 of which will be affordable units.
Metrolinx is looking into what led to a dog's electrocution at the West Harbour GO station in Hamilton. It happened late last month. Hamilton police have confirmed to CHCH that a dog died after stepping on a sewer grate at the station. An investigation has found that a damaged electrical cable came into contact with a metal sewer cover, turning it into a conductor and causing the incident.
Ontario Liberals are pushing Doug Ford's government to sell the province's stockpile of American booze that's currently sitting in storage after it was pulled off the shelves in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. Simone Gavros joins us live in front of an LCBO on Hamilton Mountain with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. The province says there's around $80 million worth of American alcohol sitting in storage right now. So the Liberals are suggesting to sell off that storage and give that money to charity. Now here's more from Queen's Park yesterday and Premier Doug Ford's response.
Can we sell that American liquor, use the profit, and give it to Ontario's food banks? Have it do some good? There are more people than ever are going to visit food banks in Ontario this year. It's going to be really tough.
I'd have to talk with the LCBO and see what they have to think.
Would you like that idea, though?
Again, I'll talk to the LCBO and I'll be able to get back to you.
Do you know how much alcohol is in storage, American alcohol?
Right off the top of my head, I don't. But it sends a clear message that, until Donald Trump gets back and starts signing a deal, stops going after our manufacturing, going after our companies, going after our communities and families, we need to hit back at that guy. Simple.
The alcohol in storage would generate around $14 million in profit, but about $2 million worth of that booze is expected to expire in over the next 6 months. Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy issued a statement yesterday saying they're currently exploring options for those products sitting in storage. Other provinces are doing the same and selling off that inventory, including in Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, I reached out to the LCBO this morning for comment on what their plans are to do with this excess inventory in storage right now, but I'll also be speaking to people here this morning to get their reaction on what they think about U.S. alcohol returning to Canadian shelves. For now, things back over to you.
Okay, thanks very much, Simone. The province is expanding an interim location of the Ontario Science Centre.
3, 2, 1, play!
It will build on the success of the Science Centre's Kids Park, which opened a year ago at Toronto's Harbourfront Centre. The expanded space is set to open by next summer with expanded outdoor program areas and classrooms. To allow staff to focus on that site, the Ontario Science Centre Experiences at Sherway Gardens is going to close January 4th. The opening of a permanent home for the Ontario Science Centre at Ontario Place isn't expected until 2029.
How was your day?
Royal Botanical Gardens is thinking past Christmas and into the future for its ecosystems. It needs your Christmas tree when you're done with it. Real trees only, of course. The RBG is collecting a maximum of 3,000 trees to place in critical areas for stream restoration projects. The program has become so popular, you have to pre-register to drop off your tree. You can do that on the RBG's website. Tree drop-offs begin this year on December 29th.
A lovely new tradition has started at Norfolk General Hospital in Simcoe. Each time a baby is born there, a lullaby plays throughout the hospital. The music will play between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. 7 days a week. They say it's a reminder to staff, patients, and visitors that the hospital is a place for care, comfort, and new life. Big night at the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 36 in Dundas as the Catch the Ace jackpot, worth more than $670,000, was up for grabs. A winner was chosen.
Caitlin, you have won already a guaranteed $63,196. Can you believe that? No. Caitlin, the question is that everybody wants to know, did you find the Ace of Spades?
Yeah, I want to know.
So Caitlin ended up selecting envelope number 42. If it contained the ace, she would have won another $669,992.50.
Behind envelope number 42. I can hear a pin drop. Is the 6 of diamonds.
So the ace wasn't in that envelope, meaning the jackpot rolls over. Next week's jackpot, week 32, is now up to more than $700,000.
Construction delays related to the hockey rink for the Milan Cortina Olympics causing concern for the National Hockey League. Commissioner Gary Bettman says the ice quality and slow construction is disappointing.
In all of the prior Olympics, whether they built permanent or temporary facilities, it's never been this late for completion and the building of ice. And so that's why we are cautious.
So the league is also worried about the quality of the ice surface and is sending its own experts to Italy to ensure the ice is safe. The ice will also be smaller than rinks in the NHL, but still within the International Ice Hockey Federation standards. Deputy Commissioner Bill Dudley says the main rink should be completed by February 2nd, just in time for the start of the women's tournament 3 days later. The men's hockey competition begins February 11th. It was not a good night for the Canadian women's hockey team as they continued their rivalry series against the U.S. in Edmonton.
Reverse pass to Shelton. She gets challenged by Murphy into the boards. Another shove from Murphy. Backdoor. What a goal. Britta Curl-Salemi. A highlight reel marker for the Americans.
After Canada opened the scoring in the first minute of the game, it was USA all from there. The United States trounced the Canadians 10-4, which is the most goals the U.S. has scored against Canada ever. The Americans have won the first 3 games of the 4-game rivalry series and have outscored Canada 20-6. The fourth and final game of the series goes this Saturday in Edmonton. Both countries are using this series to help choose their respective Olympic rosters. Canada's roster expected to be announced in early January. Calgary Flames were the only Canadian NHL team on the ice last night, and they got stung by Alex DeBrincat and the Red Wings. DeBrincat had 2 goals and an assist to extend his point streak to 5 games as Detroit held off Calgary 4-3. The Wings have won 4 games in a row. They now occupy first place in the Atlantic Division. The OKC Thunder proved once again last night that they are the best team on the planet.
The Thunder's 23-1. Nice play. Count the 2. Foul called inside. He is so slithery inside, finding any kind of gap, and always seems to convert.
Hamilton Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 28 points as Oklahoma City destroyed the Phoenix Suns 138-89 to advance to the semifinals of the NBA Cup. The win moves the Thunder to 24-1, tying the 2015-16 Warriors for the best 25-game start to a season. The Thunder also set a new franchise record with their 16th straight win. OKC will play San Antonio in the NBA Cup semis in Las Vegas on Saturday after the Spurs ousted the Lakers 132-119. Tiger Cats have re-signed Jamal Peters to a 2-year contract extension that keeps the talented cornerback in Hamilton through the 2027 season. The 28-year-old, who celebrated the birth of his first child this past season, shared the CFL lead with 6 interceptions. He was named to the All-CFL and East Division All-CFL teams. The Blue Jays selected right-handed pitcher Spencer Miles from the Giants with the 27th pick in yesterday's Rule 5 draft. After 7 seasons with the Mets, free agent slugger Pete Alonso has signed a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. And in Allen Cup hockey action, Wentworth hosts Stony Creek tonight at 7:30 at Hamilton's Harry Howell Arena.
Okay, let's get you going into this 11th morning of December, Thursday. Time is just about 6:13 here. We'll check traffic first of all. No collisions to talk about. Ooh, wait a second. Yes, I do have a collision, but I just can't show you. But I will show you this traffic camera. This is our exclusive camera. Nothing to see right there. We do have a problem on the 403 at Highway 52. That's coming out of Brantford toward Ancaster. We have a collision there, but we don't have a camera there, unfortunately. So let's go to where we do have a problem and a camera. This is the QEW east of Burl Oak. It is a stalled vehicle. It's off to the side, but it's kind of blocking the right lane through there. A visual distraction at best because the traffic is pretty light this morning. Nothing at the 405 in St. Catharines. Millen Road, Stony Creek looks good. Fairview Street. We'll flip ahead to the Ford plant. No problems there. And check in at Cooksville Creek. As you can see, it's moving fairly nicely. Just that problem that 52 and 403 coming out of Brantford toward Ancaster. Okay, temperature this morning. It is cold this morning. Temperature really dropped throughout the overnight hours. Temperature right now sitting at -8. The winds are, well, still fairly light. Southwest at 13. Still makes it feel like -14. We do have some light snow at the moment. A little heavier on the escarpment than it is in the city. Mainly cloudy skies for today for heading off to school. We will get some flurries. We could get a couple of centimeters. And -4. Wind chill -9 will be the high for the day. We've got that lake effect machine kicking in once again, coming off of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay for us. Simcoe, Delhi, Norfolk could get 10 to 15 centimeters today. Brantford could get 5 to 10 centimeters out of snow squalls for the day today. You can see those blue streamers coming off the lake. So that's what's setting up for today. The rest, Hamilton could get a couple of centimeters. Halton, Peel, Toronto, really not, but just flurries. So temperatures today on the cold side, -3, -4 to -6 away from the lake. Tonight, it's going to be, well, quite cold once again. 2 to 4 centimeters again for Simcoe, Delhi, Norfolk, and Brantford. Not for the rest of us, but -10, -11 to -14. Yeah. Tomorrow will moderate a bit. We'll have a mainly cloudy sky, 0 to -1 to -2 for the day tomorrow. Doesn't look like we'll get flurries. That'll be nice for a change. So as we step out the door, 11th morning of December, right now it is cloudy. We do have some light snow. Temperature at the moment is sitting at -8. And of course, we will look at the long-range forecast for the weekend coming up. Annette.
Okay, right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what she has for us in Chit Chat. And in business news, the Canada Revenue Agency is hiring and rehiring ahead of the tax season rush. 6:17, time to say good morning for the first time to Emily for Chit Chat.
Hi, good morning. A brand new trailer has dropped for Chris Pratt's upcoming film, Mercy. Andrew Lloyd Webber has revealed who he hopes will star in a new Phantom of the Opera production. And later on this morning, John Travolta is trading in his iconic greased leather pants for fuzzy red Santa pants.
Okay.
It's so good, you guys. It's so, except all morning I've been like, go grease line, like I can't get it out of my head. So
okay,
good luck to all of us.
Why don't you go back to the newsroom singing, and we'll take care of business. Fine.
Thanks, Emily.
Leaving.
All right, the Canadian dollar this morning is down a basis point to 72.38 cents U.S. Gold is up $44 an ounce. Oil is down 77 cents to $57.63 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, there are slight gains in London and Paris. Frankfurt is down a bit this hour.
On Asian markets, they closed down today with Tokyo's Nikkei dropping more than 450 points. Hong Kong and Shanghai also closing down. On the North American markets, they wrapped up a good day yesterday with the TSX gaining 246 points. The Dow and NASDAQ also posting big gains because of U.S. interest rate cuts.
The Canada Revenue Agency is hiring and rehiring about 1,700 call center workers to manage the influx of calls during tax season. A CRA official says they're hoping to have a total of about 4,500 agents to handle a very high forecast in demand. Now, it's not unusual for Canada Revenue to increase its staffing levels during peak season when the agency can get more than 300,000 calls a day. At the height of the last tax filing season, the agency had about 3,300 call center staff.
You have until Friday to submit an online claim for a slice of a $500 million bread price-fixing lawsuit. The class action lawsuit accuses Loblaw and its parent company, George Weston Limited, of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. More than $400 million is to be paid out, with the remaining nearly $100 million being paid through a gift card program announced in 2017. Eligible Canadian residents can submit a claim if you bought any kind of packaged bread for personal use between 2001 and 2021. And no, you don't need a receipt.
A day after Australia started enforcing its world-first social media ban for children under 16, Denmark is about to do something similar. The Danish government has announced that it had an agreement across its 3 governing and 2 opposition parties to ban access to social media for anyone under the age of 15. It would be the most sweeping step yet taken by a European country to limit the use of social media by teenagers and children. The Danish government's plans could become law by the middle of 2026.
We're going to take a timeout. Brian is going to be back with your traffic update and 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Time check, 6:23 on this Thursday morning. Checking our MTO traffic cameras. Not finding any problems at all through St. Catharines. Hardly even any snow flurry activity through here. QEW 406 looks good. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. East of Burl Oak, we did have a stalled vehicle in the right lane there, but now that is cleared, so that's moving quite nicely. Same with Erin Mills Parkway on the QEW, and we'll dip into the 403. This is the 403 west of Mississauga Road. No problems. Toronto bound lanes coming towards us on on that. Still the one collision on Highway 403 coming out of Brantford, right around Highway 52. We do have a collision there, so be really careful this morning. Let's check temperatures that we have at the moment. -8 into Hamilton with a wind chill of -14. -9 Mississauga, -7 Grimsby, and for Toronto. So seasonal temperatures are +1 now for the daytime high, -6 for the overnight low. So we are below that to start the morning here. Those are our sun times and records for today. And today for school, we should be -7 for the first bell. We will get some flurry activity this morning and the afternoon, but we could get some sunshine, a little break of some sun, and a -4 high for the day today. So today, Hamilton could get 2 centimeters, but Brantford could get 5 to 10. Simcoe, Cayuga, Delhi, Norfolk could get 10 to 15 centimeters with snow squalls. -11 tonight, wind chill, right down around -15 to 16. Tomorrow, -1, wind chill -5. Doesn't look like flurries. Get a bit of a break tomorrow, mainly cloudy. Then the flurries come back for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, -4, -5 for the weekend with some sun, but some snow in the forecast for Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, to warm us up this morning, there's a huge historic find in England.
Yeah, archaeologists say they have proof of the earliest known case where human beings started and controlled fires. The researchers say heat-shattered flint axes and 2 pieces of a stone used for creating sparks were found at a site in Barnham, Suffolk. These artifacts are 350,000 years older than the other fire-related items previously found at another site in northern France. The archaeologists say the tools prove that these early people, who were likely Neanderthals, had the ability to start and stoke the flames. Prior to that, some humans may have harnessed fire from lightning strikes and other natural causes. That is old, 350,000 years.
It's fascinating to me how they can see something like that, and I know it's like testing and carbon dating and everything, but it's
figure out how old it is. That is wild. Well, good for those Neanderthals back in the day.
Yes.
Starting,
they knew how to
harnessing
keep
fire. No Tom Hanks in Castaway, but I'm sure they did their job. Stay with us, more to come here after the break on Morning Live. Good morning.